Welcome, dear friend, to a quiet corner of our channel, and thank you from the deepest reaches of our heart for choosing to spend your precious time here with us. We have woven for you a gentle story, crafted to serve as a warm, comforting hand guiding you toward a peaceful night's slumber, helping you to drift off with ease. If, as you journey with us, you find a gentle joy in this quiet tale, please do right now lend your support by liking this story, subscribing to our channel, and perhaps sharing a gentle comment, for it helps us continue to share these moments of tranquility. Before we embark upon our silent exploration of the Aerie, a place where the very wind carries ancient whispers of serenity and the air is filled with the clean scent of pure mountain essence, we shall first share a moment of gentle breathing to settle your spirit. Now let us invite true comfort to our being. Settle yourself, much like a well-loved book finding its perfect spot on a smooth, dark shelf. Feel your body sink gently into your mattress, or perhaps into the soft cushions of your chair, allowing every part of you to feel utterly supported and at ease. Adjust your blankets, pull them close as if they were a soft, warm hug, and let your pillow cradle your head, making a cozy nook just for you. This is your special time, a gentle evening pilgrimage where all the busy thoughts of the day may simply unfurl and drift away, inviting a quiet calm into your heart, as soft and pervasive as the ancient stillness found within the Aerie itself. Let us share a soothing breath together, much like the slow, contented exhalation of the boundless sky. Slowly, gently draw the air in through your nose, imagining it flowing easily and naturally, like a soft silvery light filling every corner of your being. Then release it just as gently through your mouth, a soft, almost imperceptible sigh of pure relief. With each slow, deliberate breath, feel your body softening, much like the worn leather of an old book, releasing any small knots of tension you might be holding. Imagine the clean, cool fragrance of pure mountain air, the faint sweetness of sun-warm dried herbs, and the ethereal touch of the quiet wind, filling your senses, hushing the small, lingering noises you might have carried from your day. If perchance your thoughts begin to flutter like soft ethereal flora in the gentle current, that is quite all right, dear one. Simply observe them, allowing them to drift by like wisps of mist in a shallow dale, and then with the gentlest kindness, guide your attention back to the steady rhythm of your breathing, or to the quiet comfort of my voice. There is nothing left for you to do now, save for listening and allowing the story to carry you into the deep, dreamless rest you so richly deserve. Feel the quiet wind's low, deep hum, a vibration that resonates with the very song of patience, gently coaxing your own body into a profound state of relaxation. Let any remaining worries simply soften and dissolve, like clouds in the vast, serene sky. Now, let us begin our quiet journey into the heart of this story. where the gentle hum of the wind and the soft scent of ancient peace await to guide you into a serene and deeply restful sleep. Chapter 1: The Ascent of Serenity. The journey began not with a taxing climb of physical mountains, but with a gentle turning inward, a deliberate release of the day's lingering thoughts. Elowen, whose spirit often sought the expansive quiet of the sky, felt a familiar pull towards higher, more ethereal spaces. The air around them began to feel subtly different, softer and cooler than the common air below, gradually becoming infused with a delicate, clean scent, like the purest, most distant mountain essence after a light, refreshing rain. It was a fragrance that promised clarity and calm, a subtle invitation to ascend beyond the mundane. As one metaphorically ascended, a sensation of profound lightness began to envelop Elowen, a quiet detachment from the persistent gravitational pull of earthly concerns. It felt as if they were drifting gently upwards, supported by an unseen cushion of soft air, each breath feeling lighter, freer. The ambient sounds of the world below the distant murmurs, the gentle echoes of daily life began to soften and fade into an almost imperceptible hum. This vanishing of clamor left a serene space, a receptive quiet ready to be filled with the subtle harmonies of the ascending path. The usual anxieties that sometimes clung to Elowen, much like fine dust, seemed to gently fall away, loosening their grip with each slow, internal rise. The feeling was akin to shedding a heavy cloak, leaving one unburdened and open to the expansive peace. Elowen noticed their own breathing deepening, becoming slower and more rhythmic, naturally aligning with the quiet currents of the ascending air. It was an effortless transition, a peaceful unfolding into a state of heightened tranquility. The very notion of effort seemed to dissipate, replaced by a sense of effortless floating. Elowen's mind, once prone to a gentle meandering, now felt more settled, more focused on the immediate, profound sensations of the ascent. The delicate, clean scent in the air grew slightly more pronounced, a constant, comforting reminder of the purity of this journey. The subtle coolness on the skin, a gentle caress, further enhanced the sensation of drifting upwards through serene, uncharted atmospheric oceans. As Elowen continued this inner journey, the visual landscape began to change as well, though seen only in the mind's eye. The world below became a soft blur of muted colors, a gentle tapestry fading into the distance. Above, soft, diffused light began to permeate, hinting at the vast, cloud-woven expanse awaiting them. There was no sense of urgency, no rush to reach a destination. The joy was in the gentle process itself, in the tranquil unfolding of each moment of upward grace. The deeper into this internal ascent Elowen ventured, the more profound the quiet became. It was not an empty quiet, but a rich, full silence, woven with the soft, almost imperceptible sigh of gentle air currents. This subtle sound was like a lullaby, a constant, reassuring presence that whispered of peace. Eowyn felt their entire being settle, a deep contentment blossoming within as they surrendered to the gentle flow. The very lightness of being seemed to encourage a release of all that was heavy or unnecessary. Eowyn's limbs felt soft and unburdened, their shoulders relaxed, and their facial muscles smoothed into a look of profound serenity. Every part of them was responding to the gentle invitation of the Ascent, softening, yielding, and embracing the quietude. This was a journey designed for restoration, a pathway to inner calm. Eowyn imagined themselves gently floating through vast, serene cloudscapes, the light around them growing softer, more ethereal. There was no sense of being alone, but rather a comforting companionship with the pervasive peace of the ascending air. The anticipation was not one of excitement, but of gentle wonder, a quiet eagerness to discover the profound tranquility that lay at the journey's end, nestled high among the clouds. With a final deep, unhurried breath, Eowyn felt the gentle current of air subtly shift, hinting at a destination, a point of arrival. The sounds of the world below had now faded entirely, replaced by the profound hum of quietude. A deep sense of peaceful readiness settled over Eowyn, a quiet contentment that promised profound rest and an enduring calm. Chapter 2. Welcomed by the Zephyr's Breath. Upon reaching the fabled Aerie, Eowyn was met not by towering structures or bustling activity, but by an expansive space of profound quiet. It was a realm of boundless sky, where light was perpetually diffused, painting the surroundings in soft muted hues of pale lavender and gentle gray, with ethereal whites blending seamlessly into airy blues. The very air here seemed imbued with serenity, a soft, yielding presence that enveloped all. The primary sensation was the pervasive presence of the quiet wind, a gentle current that held a subtle, comforting warmth. This quiet wind was unlike any earthly breeze. It was a living lullaby, a soft, deep hum that resonated not in the ears, but through the chest, a pervasive vibration of ancient peace. It carried with it a faint, sweet aroma, like sun-warmed dried herbs, gently releasing their subtle perfumes into the boundless expanse. This exquisite scent mingled with the clean, delicate essence of pure air, creating an olfactory tapestry of profound calm. The wind seemed to gently caress the skin, a tender touch that invited a deep sigh of utter contentment, a release of any lingering tension. Eowyn's gaze drifted across the ethereal landscape, observing the unique, airy flora that thrived in this cloud-laden realm. These were not plants of earthly soil, but ethereal, translucent forms, seemingly woven from light itself. Their petals and leaves were almost imperceptible, swaying with a gentle, silent grace, their very movement a visual lullaby, As the quiet wind passed through them, they produced an imperceptible rustle, a soft sighing sound that only served to deepen the surrounding tranquility, a natural symphony of peace. The cloud-woven platforms underfoot felt firm, yet incredibly soft, like walking on compressed air. Each step was cushioned, effortless, enhancing the sense of lightness that permeated the Aerie. Eluin found a gentle incline, a natural curve in the cloud-formed landscape, and sat down, allowing the quiet wind to flow around them. Its gentle hum, a constant, reassuring presence. The air was perpetually clean and pure, washing away any lingering mental fogginess, leaving behind a pristine clarity. Eluin closed their eyes for a moment, not out of weariness, but to more fully immerse themselves in the pervasive sensations. The warmth of the quiet wind was a constant, gentle embrace, seeping into every part of their body, coaxing muscles to soften and relax. The faint, sweet aroma filled their senses, drawing them deeper into a meditative state. It was a profound surrender, an effortless yielding to the inherent calm of this celestial sanctuary. When Eluin opened their eyes, the soft, diffused light seemed to have deepened in its ethereal quality, making the translucent flora appear even more delicate, almost shimmering with a quiet internal radiance. The vastness of the sky above and around them was not intimidating, but infinitely comforting, an endless expanse of peace. There were no harsh contrasts, no jarring visual cues, only a seamless blend of soft hues and gentle movements, a perfect canvas for rest. Eluin observed the slow, unhurried drift of distant cloud formations, their graceful passage mirroring the peace settling within their own being. Each cloud seemed to move with a profound sense of purpose, yet without haste, a silent testament to the gentle unfolding of time in the Aerie. This quiet observation was a meditation in itself, further quieting the mind and deepening the sense of profound stillness. The very atmosphere of the Sky-Mantle Aerie was a gentle invitation to rest, to let go of all striving and simply be. Eluin felt a profound sense of belonging, as if this ethereal haven had been waiting for them, a perfect space for their spirit to unfurl and find its true calm. The constant soft hum of the quiet wind was a lullaby woven into the very fabric of existence here, endlessly supportive and profoundly soothing. Eluin rested their hands gently on the soft cloud-woven surface, feeling its subtle give and the persistent, gentle warmth. This profound physical comfort, combined with the sensory symphony of the quiet wind and the ethereal flora, created an overwhelming sense of peace. There was no desire left, save to remain in this state of tranquil immersion, letting the Aerie's quiet embrace guide them deeper into profound repose. Chapter 3. Whispers of Ancient Calm. As Eluin settled deeper into the Sky-Mantle Aerie, the quiet wind began to reveal its ancient secrets, not through spoken words, but through resonant vibrations felt deep within the chest. It was a profound, low hum, a subtle frequency that resonated with the very core of Eloan's being, dissolving any remaining tension as gently as mist dissipates in soft sunlight. These were the whispers of ancient calm, fragments of timeless serenity woven into the very fabric of the air, a soothing balm for the soul. The feeling was akin to a gentle humming warmth spreading outwards from Eloan's center, permeating every limb and muscle. It was an ethereal heat, comforting and pervasive, encouraging a deep physical relaxation. With each subtle pulse of the quiet wind, Eloan felt their shoulders soften, their jaw unclench, and their breathing deepen into a slow, unhurried rhythm, perfectly in sync with the Aerie's ancient cadence. This was a place where all striving ceased, and effortless peace simply was. Delicate, shimmering dust motes, caught in the perpetually diffused light, drifted lazily through the air, creating a mesmerizing, tranquil dance. Each tiny speck seemed to hold a fragment of the Aerie's gentle magic, reflecting the soft, muted hues of pale lavender and ethereal white. Their unhurried movement was a visual meditation, drawing Eloan's gaze into a state of quiet contemplation, further hushing the small, lingering noises of the mind. Eloan found themselves observing the unhurried drift of cloud formations below and around the Aerie, their slow, graceful passage mirroring the deep peace settling within. The clouds, vast and silent, moved with a profound sense of purpose, yet without haste, a silent testament to the gentle unfolding of time in this elevated sanctuary. Each soft shape that passed by seemed to carry away a small fragment of worry, leaving behind only quiet spaciousness. The air here carried a new, subtle aroma, a delicate sweetness that hinted at distant, blooming air lilies, unseen but their essence carried on the gentle currents of the quiet wind. This fragrance mingled harmoniously with the clean, pure scent of the high air, enhancing the meditative state and drawing Eloan deeper into the Aerie's tranquil embrace. It was an olfactory comfort, subtle, yet profoundly soothing. Eloan reclined fully on a particularly soft, cloud-woven platform, feeling its gentle give and the pervasive warmth radiating from the quiet wind that permeated it. This profound physical comfort encouraged an even deeper relaxation, allowing their body to feel utterly supported and unburdened. The sense of effortless lightness that had begun on the ascent intensified, as if gravity's hold had loosened entirely, leaving them floating in boundless tranquility. The whispers of ancient calm seemed to deepen in their resonance, a comforting presence that filled the vast quiet of the Aerie. Eloan felt their thoughts, which once might have darted and chased, now soften and spread, much like ink diffusing gently into clear water. There was no need to grasp or hold on to any particular idea. Each one was simply observed, and then allowed to dissolve into the pervasive peace. Eowyn recognized that this was not a temporary respite, but a profound recalibration of their inner being. The Aerie was working its gentle magic, not through grand gestures, but through consistent, subtle sensory input and an unwavering atmosphere of peace. The continuous low hum of the quiet wind was a constant affirmation of this process, a rhythmic reminder of the deep, restorative calm available here. As the diffused light subtly shifted, indicating the unhurried passage of time, Eowyn felt a pervasive sense of profound contentment. This was not a fleeting emotion, but a deep, settled peace that permeated every cell of their body. They were utterly present, utterly at ease, enveloped by the quiet wind and its ancient whispers, ready to drift deeper into the serene heart of the Aerie. Chapter 4. The Cloud-Woven Blanket. Days in the Sky. Mantle Aerie truly began to blend into a continuous soft flow, marked only by the gentle shift of light through the pervasive cloud cover. The concept of linear time, with its sharp edges and hurried demands, melted away like a fleeting cloud. Eowyn felt utterly unbound by its constraints, existing in a state of serene timelessness, where each moment unfolded with unhurried grace. The quiet wind remained a constant, comforting companion, its deep, pervasive hum a subtle reminder of the profound peace achieved. Eowyn became intimately aware of the feeling of being completely enveloped, as if wrapped in a cloud-woven blanket of tranquility. This sensation was not only felt on the skin, but seemed to extend inwards, cocooning their very spirit. The ubiquitous warmth of the quiet wind contributed to this feeling, radiating a gentle heat that permeated every limb, dissolving any residual tension with effortless ease. It was a profound physical comfort, a continuous tender caress. The air in the Aerie, always clean and pristine, now carried the faint sweet scent of distant blooming air lilies. This delicate fragrance, subtle yet pervasive, was like a gentle olfactory embrace, enhancing the meditative state and deepening the sense of profound peace. It mingled with the lighter, ethereal scent of pure cloud, creating a unique and exquisitely calming aroma that encouraged deep, unhurried breaths. Thoughts, when they arose in Eowyn's quiet mind, were no longer insistent or demanding. Instead, they were like soft, fluffy clouds, gently acknowledged and then allowed to drift away, dissolving into the vast, serene expanse of the sky. There was no need to grasp or analyze them, only to observe their gentle passage, leaving behind a quiet spaciousness and an unburdened spirit. This effortless mental release became a natural part of being in the Aerie. Eowyn often found themselves simply gazing into the soft, diffused light, watching the imperceptible sway of the ethereal flora. The translucent petals and leaves woven from light itself moved with such subtle grace that their motion was almost a whisper, a silent dance that soothed the eyes and quieted the mind. Each delicate movement contributed to the pervasive sense of calm, a visual lullaby in perfect harmony with the quiet wind's hum. The sense of weightlessness, first experienced upon entering the Aerie, had deepened and become a constant state. Eloan's body felt incredibly light, unburdened by gravity's usual pull. This effortless lightness encouraged deeper relaxation, as if every muscle could finally let go entirely. It was a liberation, a profound physical manifestation of the mental release that the Aerie so effortlessly facilitated. Eloan noticed that their breathing had become profoundly deep and unhurried, a gentle rhythmic flow that required no conscious effort. Each inhalation brought a fresh sense of calm, each exhalation a soft release of anything unnecessary. This natural, effortless rhythm further integrated Eloan with the Aerie's gentle cadence, making them a seamless part of its tranquil existence. The profound stillness of the Aerie was not an emptiness, but a fullness of peace, a rich tapestry woven from soft light, gentle scent, subtle warmth, and the pervasive hum of the quiet wind. It was a complete sensory immersion that nurtured the soul and prepared the spirit for the deepest, most restorative rest. Eloan felt a quiet gratitude for this sanctuary, a deep appreciation for its gentle, unwavering embrace. As the diffused light began to soften towards a tranquil, cloud-draped evening, Eloan felt a sense of profound and complete contentment. The Aerie had become a part of them, its peace woven into their very being, a permanent, comforting presence. The cloud-woven blanket of tranquility enveloped them, inviting a deep and dreamless slumber, a culmination of the serene journey. Chapter 5. Carrying the Stillness. The transition from the deep, cloud-woven embrace of slumber into wakefulness was as gentle and imperceptible as the softest shift of mist across the Aerie. Eloan stirred, not with a jolt, but with a quiet unfolding, a gradual return to awareness bathed in the pervasive soft light that never seemed to dim entirely in this ethereal sanctuary. The familiar deep hum of the quiet wind was a comforting presence, a low, resonant thrum that had become intrinsically woven into Eloan's very being, a constant whisper of ancient serenity. A profound and subtle peace now resided within Eloan, a deep restoration achieved through quiet immersion and effortless surrender. It was a lightness that extended beyond the physical, an unburdening of the spirit that left an indelible mark of profound stillness. The experience of the Aerie had become a part of Eloan's essence, its gentle rhythms and soothing energies now flowing through them, a tranquil current that would continue to guide and comfort long after leaving its ethereal embrace. Eloan felt effortlessly light, as if gravity itself had lessened its hold, allowing a graceful fluidity in every movement. Their breathing was deep and unhurried, a testament to the complete release of all tension and the profound calm that had taken root within. The ethereal flora around them seemed to sway with an even more subtle grace, its translucent forms almost blurring into the soft, diffused light, a visual echo of the serenity that now resided within Elowen. As Elowen gently prepared to return to the world below, there was no sense of departure, but rather a profound understanding that the peace found in the Aerie was not left behind. It was carried within, a constant whisper of serenity, ready to guide them into the deepest, most restorative sleep whenever the outside world might beckon for respite. The quiet wind offered a final, soft caress, a gentle farewell that felt like a blessing, a promise of enduring calm. Elowen rose, their movements unhurried, imbued with the same serene grace that characterized the Aerie itself. Their gaze drifted across the vast, cloud-filled expanse, taking in the muted hues of pale lavender and ethereal white, absorbing the tranquil beauty for one last, quiet moment. The air, still carrying the faint sweet aroma of distant air lilies, felt invigorating yet profoundly peaceful, a perfect balance that nourished the restored spirit. The subtle shimmer of the shimmering cloud pools in a nearby hollow seemed to reflect the inner clarity Elowen now possessed. Any lingering mental fogginess had long dissolved, replaced by a pristine spaciousness, a quiet mind capable of deep observation without distraction. Elowen felt a quiet gratitude for this sacred haven, a profound appreciation for the gentle wisdom shared by the quiet wind and its ancient whispers. Elowen noticed how their own presence now seemed to harmonize seamlessly with the Aerie's peaceful atmosphere. There was no jarring note, no discordant feeling, only a quiet resonance, a perfect alignment with the serenity of this elevated sanctuary. The constant low hum of the quiet wind was a continuous lullaby, a soft, unwavering comfort that affirmed the deep transformation that had occurred. As Elowen began the gentle descent, the path felt illuminated by the inner light they had discovered. The world below, when it gradually came into focus, would be met not with trepidation, but with a newfound calm and a quiet strength. The clamor of daily life might still exist, but Elowen now carried a sanctuary within, a place of profound stillness and peace, always accessible, always ready to offer its comforting embrace. The journey had culminated not in a grand revelation, but in a quiet knowing, a deep and abiding understanding that true peace resides within, gently cultivated through moments of profound stillness and sensory immersion. The Sky-Mantle Aerie had been more than a destination. It had been a gentle guide, leading Elowen to the most restorative of journeys, into the heart of their own serene being.